and welcome to Oceanside Arts Live. I'm Eliane Weidauer, and I'll be your host. Today, I want to introduce you to an incredibly talented young lady, Lupita Zamora. Hi, Lupita.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've lived in Oceanside, where you go to school, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I am 17 years old and I go to El Camino High School. I have been living in Oceanside my entire life. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
A native. And 17, so are you a junior this year?
Yes, I'm a junior.
Okay. How have the COVID restrictions affected your schooling this year and the type of things that perhaps you wanted to do that you were not able to do? Or were you able to figure out how to get everything accomplished that you wanted to in your junior year?
It had its pros and cons. I'd say that it had a positive effect on my grades because I've always had good grades, but it's always been like 5 A's and a B, and last semester I was able to get straight A's. So I think some of the classes were modified, and I I think I learned well virtually. I was very concerned at the beginning, but negatively, I'm trying to start this fashion club at my school, this fit and fashion club, and it's been kind of difficult just getting the club approved because the board only meets like every so often due to COVID, and so that's just a few of the negatives, and then obviously not being able to socialize with my friends and stuff like that. So it's been a little rough.
So now you are an intern at Oceanside Public Library. How did that come about?
So my counselor has a Google Classroom and she posts announcements on there. And I wasn't really looking for a job. I mean, it had been in the back of my head, and I was like, maybe I should start working, but I also was kind of hesitant because of the pandemic. But when I saw it, I thought it was a great opportunity, and I jumped on it and I applied and I got an interview, and the rest is history. It's been really great.
Great. So now I want you to tell us about this fabulous art project that you've created.
Yeah, so one of the coordinators of the internship had this idea to create a virtual art gallery because she had told me that at the library they would hang up art and people could come in and look at it. But obviously with COVID, it's not the same. People can't go in and like kind of survey the art and say, this is my favorite and I think this is so cool. So she said that she wanted to kind of continue to give exposure to local artists here in Oceanside, even if it was virtually. So I kind of just rolled with the idea and created this website where hopefully people can expose their artwork and get more exposure, become more known.
Great. Now this is a very expansive arts project. Can you share for a little bit of what you've got completed?
So I'm going to try and go through most of the elements, but here is like the homepage and our goal. And then we have drop down. So this is essentially where you would send us your artwork, and we made 2 Google Forms, one in Spanish and one in English. So here's one, you answer a couple questions just to like know what we can share about you, social media, or if it's a mural, where we can find your mural, things like that. And then rules, just because, there's children that could look at the artwork. We want to be, children
friendly.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have a student artwork section. And right now, the only artwork that is up is from Oceanside High School because we had Belmar Fair entries. So I'm going to share a couple of those. So this is like photography. Yeah. So these are a couple that we have. And then we have hopefully elementary schoolers can share their artwork. And then we have community art projects, and then we have performance art, and right now we have one video, and it's from Oceanside. It's from Oceanside High School, and then local artists. So this is essentially where local artist artwork would go, and then we have an ideas section, which basically, so like here you could give us, these are some ways that you could help give us feedback. We have resources if there are artists who are interested in majoring in art, maybe after they graduate high school and they don't really know where to start. Here are a couple of web pages. And then organizations, if organizations would like to help out, we have a Google form they could fill out. So that's just some of what I was able to get done, and based on feedback that I got from librarians and my other fellow interns. So yeah, that's a little bit of what I did.
A little bit, huh? This is phenomenal. A junior in high school has created this legacy, an arts legacy for our community. You are seriously to be applauded, Ms. Lupita.
Thank you.
Now, I have a question. When you are no longer an intern, which I understand will be shortly, will you be able to continue to work on this project, or is it passed on to an incoming intern?
So I was told that there are going to be 3 new interns after we leave. And it honestly depends on their interests because there are other projects they can take on. But essentially, the goal is that maybe one of them has an interest in art and they can take over, and their portion would kind of be actually getting to advertise it, just because I didn't really get to do that. So and then obviously like putting in the submitted work into the website. But I think if there isn't an intern that is interested, maybe other people at the library that could take over. So yeah, I think hopefully there will be a future intern that can take over.
So this is also could be a call out to high school students who would like to become interns. Maybe this is a project that interests them, or any of several other projects that the library has available for interns. So if this is your passion, definitely check with Oceanside Public Library about getting some experience. Okay, anything else you'd like to share with us, Lupita?
Just that I'm really excited to be working with OCAF. I'm going to be, kind of like a student liaison, and I'm really excited because I like being a part of my community and, creating things. I think it's really cool.
We are very excited that you will be joining us as our student liaison, and you will be helping us immensely, especially with our online media and keeping us up and fresh. Okay, we'd like to thank you.
Yeah, and thank you.
We'll be seeing you very soon. And those of you in the audience, if this is something that interests you, please check with the Oceanside Public Library, and we will have a link for Lupita's art gallery at the end of this broadcast. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.